Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister's Guidance. Today I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people on whose traditional lands these videos are made, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. I say that each time because even if you are not in intimate connection with your guides, they are there with you and they are there for you. Mine are here with me and we are all connected by the universal energies. The welcome to country, the acknowledgement of the Worimi First Nations people is something that we traditionally do in Australia to show respect to our First Nations people, and the tribe that was in the area that I currently live in these videos are made were known as the Worimi people. Okay, so thank you for joining me. For those that are new to Meister's Guidance, the way this channel works is I draw a card from my Namaste deck and read the reading from that card. So shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. A card will either fly out usually or just won't go back in the deck. Read that reading as the foundation, and then I draw on the cards from my Australian Wildflowers, my Nature's Whispers and my Cosmic Oracle cards to fill that reading out. Now the way it works is this is a message that Narin, who is my Worimi First Nations healer and elder, this is a message that he has for us at this time, and the idea is that with your guides, whether you are aware of them or not, look through, scroll through past readings. If you see an image or a title that for some reason you feel drawn to, that is the message for you at the moment. So the message this week for us from Narin and your guides in conjunction is this card here. Beautiful card. Not exactly sure where that is. It's not our Uluru in Australia, but it looks very much like it may be up in the Kimberley Ranges. Okay, so the reading that we have for today is Ashante Peace Blessing. Blessed are you with everlasting peace beyond words or understanding. Blessed are you with tranquility and bliss. Blessed are you with the clarity that reveals the beauty of your soul and through which all appears as infinite or infinite, depending on what part of the world you're from. I'll just hold the reading up so you can pause and read it for yourself if you'd like. Hopefully my camera's good enough to pick that up. So when I was meditating on that particular message that Narin had for us, the feeling I got was that he was very much talking about the blessing of peace and tranquility that you can bathe in, literally bathe in, by sitting with your guides. Now, not connecting through your guides, just sitting with them wherever they may be. Mine are either side. Meister's here, Narin is here, but you may find that your guides face on to you. You might find your guides just envelope you in a big hug, and even if you're not aware of them, they are there with you. And it was very much about being in the moment, stilling the thoughts, and just absorbing, sitting with the universal energy. Now I'll quickly go through how I keep my connection with universe, how I keep it strong. Universal energy is around us at all times. There is no particular technique to tap in. I just find for me is that I sit quietly or lie. Often I do this in bed at night, and I line my chakras up. So one by one I identify my chakras, the root chakra red moving right up to the heart of green and the throat of blue being the messaging and etc. And then the purple of the third eye. So you've got red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. I line them all up, and one by one I identify them and I light them from within. So almost like if you think of traffic light, it looks almost like so mine are round, and I light them from within like a traffic light looks. And through that, I then send that light out into the ether, the universe, and they come together as a point of light, and from that draws back down the bright, brilliant white light of the universe. So that's how I settle my chakras, and I draw on universal energy when I'm just wanting to settle for sleep, or I'm just needing a little bit extra. So it is about finding your way of connecting with universe, drawing on that energy, sitting within that energy, sitting with your guides, even if you don't know who they are. I'm sure you're all aware of them, aware of their presence, even if you haven't been introduced to them, and being in the present in that moment, in a pool of peace, in a pool of clarity and blessing, is tranquility, is how Naren was trying to interpret this card for me. So what I'll do, I'll bring you down. I've got my Australian Wildflower, my Nature's Whispers, and my Cosmic Oracle cards. I have not seen these cards yet. I just don't expect you to sit there for 20 minutes while I shuffle cards and have them thrown out and put them in the order that they're meant to be, etc. So you're seeing these cards for the first time that I am. So blessed are you with everlasting peace beyond words and understanding. Blessed are you with tranquility and bliss. Blessed are you with the clarity that reveals the beauty of your soul, and through which all appears is infinite. The first card, oh, interesting, I don't know that I've had this one before. The Tree Spider Orchid, Resolve. So this is the first card that Naren is putting out for us, Resolve. Resolve to sit in this tranquil and blissful energy and just be with. And through that, sitting in the present, sitting in the tranquility. And then we have, enlightenment, the grass tree. Enlightenment. So there is, what we need to do is we need to sit quietly. We need to find a quiet space, whether it's lying on the grass in the park, whether it's sitting at the beach, whether it's on your sofa at home, whether it's in bed when you're in that stage between wakefulness and sleep, which is where I find I undertake this. Whatever moment you are in, it is about having resolve to find that literally 5 minutes. Doesn't even need to be every day, but you'll find that as you become accustomed to this energy that you can draw on, you'll want to spend more time in that moment and just sit in that tranquility to recharge yourself for going forward. So we have resolve to make this part of your I'm not going to say day, I'm more thinking of part of your, like you would go for a walk of a morning, like you would cook dinner, like you would pour yourself a glass of wine if you so feel like you would, whatever you do, just make it part of your routine. And through this, we are being presented with the opportunity of enlightenment. And then we have space, lemon myrtle, which is also a bush tucker food. But what they're talking about is in space is actually being in this space. And I'm going to pause at that. The space where there is tranquility, the space where there is bliss, the space where there is clarity, but it is space. There is not necessarily anything occurring in that moment. It is just being in the space. I'll just bring you down ever so slightly. Move those up a touch. So it is about just being. Literally, just being. Okay, under resolve. Oops, sorry, I've got those upside down. Under resolve, we have illumination. Holy crumbs. So we've got enlightenment here and illumination. So it is about making this part of your routine, if you can, or simply finding yourself a few minutes when you first wake up in the morning, or when you're going to sleep at night, or when you're in the shower, or when you're brushing your teeth, or when you're lying on the couch zoned out watching some streaming service, whatever it is. It's about having the resolve, and through this you achieve this enlightenment and simply being in a space. The illumination you will get from this moment cannot be underestimated, and even if it is just illumination of the universal light, the illumination of that you can just be, that you can pause in your life. It doesn't have to be busyness. We actually get caught up, it's not being busy, it's busyness, creating busyness so that we are busy. It is about taking time, just being, and reaching this stage of illumination. And what you may find in this moment is that you actually discover your guides if you haven't already. Under enlightenment, we have trust your own understanding. This is about you. This is not me dictating what you need to do. This is about you sitting in your space, being open to the enlightenment and illumination, and trust your own understanding of what is going on in that moment. You do not need to engage, is what Narin's telling me. You do not need to engage, but you need to be open. Because you may find that if you don't already know your guides, they will come to you in that moment. And if you are looking for purpose, it will come to you in that moment, not necessarily the first moment, which is why you need this resolve, but while you are in this space. That is when you are in connection with the universe. You are connected with the network of guides. And that's when you will find your enlightenment and your illumination, by being in that space and trust your understanding of what is happening in that time. It is not for anybody else to explain to you what you are experiencing. It is you to immerse, thank you, that's the word I've been given, to immerse yourself in this and trust what you draw out of it. Because there's no right or wrong. Thank you, Narin. There is no right or wrong. It is for you to immerse and have faith in the experience that you feel during this time. And under space, we have clear out the old. Clear out the old. What is it that you are clinging on to that no longer serves you, that by being in this moment you realize, trust your understanding and realize that you no longer need to hang on to? Is it possessions? Is it religion of some sort? Nothing wrong with religion, but is there something that you have been taught in your upbringing that serves you no purpose, of this person that you are becoming, that you can get rid of, that you can acknowledge that you do not need and do not feel guilted into hanging on to? Clearing out the old. Okay, under resolve and illumination we have stillness, lack of movement. This is about simply being in this space. This is a lack of physical movement. This is a lack of mental movement. And I would say it's a lack of mental movement over the physical. So if you're in the shower and you're soaping yourself down or washing your hair or whatever, or if you're in bed, or if you're wherever, walking the dog, it is about stilling the mind. So this is not about a lack of physical movement. This is about stilling the mind and just being in this space with illumination. And that's how Meister came to me originally, and it was so much easier to acknowledge Narin coming in and identify Narin. It was in these moments of stillness of mind, lack of movement within my mind. Meister had to fight to get in, and he would yell at me, and he would be very forceful, because he was struggling to get in those very brief moments, literally seconds, where my mind wasn't chattering away to me. So he had to fight his way in, and I had to become more aware of just being open to him, to talking to me, to working through me. And once I was comfortable with Meister, then Narin simply eased his way in, very simply. Okay, under illumination and trust your own understanding, we have create, nurture your creative energy. Now, whether these are both your hands creating magic between them, or whether it is you reaching out to your creative universal energy, this is about creating, nurturing and creating the energy. Trust your understanding and create the space that you need yourself, that is personal to you, to be in connection with the light, with the universe, with your guides and with the energy. Under space and clearing out the old. And the old may be the chatter, the self-talk, the DVD, CD, cassette, record, whatever that you have going around and around and around in your head that is serving you no purpose now as you need to move on. This is about creating the energy, clearing out this CD, creating a new dialogue. And sometimes when you create a new dialogue for yourself, self-talk, it can sound false as you are starting out, but the more you repeat it, the more it becomes habit, because the old is merely habit from what has gone on previously. So under space and clearing out the old, we have, interesting, head, logic and evaluation. So this is not simply about just creating the space. You also have to, when the moment is over, pause and have a think about what happened, what you could do differently next time, what OMG happened this time. It is about moving from just being back into your psychological, intellectual self, and just having a think about what happened and how it will be changing your life going forward, how you can incorporate what you need to do. And this is part of what you need to do, clearing out the old. So be logical, come back into your head, be logical and evaluate and adjust. So we've got at both corners, we've got resolve to do this, and then we've got the moving back into the evaluation, assessing what happened, and consciously deciding what step you need to take next, or your guides are encouraging you to do next. Okay, so blessed are you with everlasting peace beyond words or understanding. Blessed are you with tranquility and bliss. Blessed are you with the clarity that reveals the beauty of your soul and through which all appears as infinite. This is about taking time to sit with your guides, whether you know they're there or not. They are there. They are wanting to come through to you, but it is about clearing out the chatter, about being, about open, about sitting in the tranquility and the peace and the quiet, and reveling in the beauty of your soul. It says reveals the beauty of your soul, but reveling is what Narine is telling me, in the beauty of your soul, and through which all will appear. Okay, we'll finish up with a card or two from Work Your Light Tarot. Thank you. This one, whatever it is, it won't come off the bottom. Let's have a look. Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? And this reading is calling you to journey within, to journey to meet your guides, to journey to expand your spiritual network and your connection with the universe. So thank you for joining me. Love to you all. Take care.